Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel and of course Superman Crypto. And I'm very happy to say, with his mic on, the mute, that we got Pulsechain in the house. So big welcome to Pulsechain, founder of the NFT collection that was amazing on launch day. So a big welcome.
Hey everybody, thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, it's great to have you, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So Pulsechain's one of my favorite NFT collections, and the artwork's amazing, and we're going to get into all of that. Now, if you're watching, get any questions you have in for the end of the questions. I've got a set amount of questions we're going to ask, and you can get some of your questions, and we'll go through some of those as well. Just remember, this is a no drama channel and a hashtag family channel, so enjoy yourself as well. I'm going to just quick say a hello to a few people that's jumped in there, Pulsechain, into the chat. We've got, who has jumped in there? We've got Brennan. Good to see Brennan. Woo! Pulsechain. I like that. Also, we've got Wookie as well. Wookie's in the background. Nice one there, Wookie. We've got Joey Torres in the house as well. What's up? Good to see you. Hex Force 1 as well. Hello, everybody. Let's go.
Hey,
absolutely.
guys.
I'm very excited to have Pulsechain on today's show. It really is cool. One of my top 4 NFT collections. And I always say that because they really are cool, and Pulsechain's only at the beginning, so it's kind of neat. So pumped for the show, says Lel. How do you feel about that, Pulsechain? Pumped.
That's huge.
Yeah, and Lel's in the house as well. Got the lit, looking lit. Yeah, and Dan says, "Are we live?" Yes, we are live. We are live here. Welcome to Pulsechain, says Wookie. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, welcome.
Thanks. So where are we going to start?
Yeah, we're going to start. I just wanted to ask you a bit about your background, and tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my background, I'm in crypto since
just feel free to speak up a little bit more too. Just a bit higher
give me a second. Can I increase it somewhere?
I don't know. Maybe just your prediction, your voice prediction.
I see. Wait, can you hear me louder?
Yeah, that's much better. Yep.
Okay, so I was in the crypto space since like 2018, 2017. I got into crypto. Back then, it was only like Ethereum and Bitcoin, and it was only like the investing part of it. Then I got like into the NFT space 2020, 2021 in the bull market. It was an amazing journey. I was collecting every kind of NFTs on OpenSea and all that good stuff. And this inspired me to like get my own project sometime and to work on something in the future. So I waited like 2 months for Pulsechain, was very excited, was part of the Hex community as well. Like not a big investor, but I always followed Hex. And yeah, after Pulsechain launched and before Pulsechain launched, I worked on this project and wanted to get it out as fast as possible so we could all enjoy and work on it together.
Yeah, it's fabulous. So you've been in NFTs for quite a while. You've known about Pulsechain for some time, been excited about that as well. And do you have any general background, like in terms of crypto development, obviously, or just entrepreneurial?
Not especially in development, but in the whole space as a whole. Like I know about everything, and currently I'm studying AI, so that's helping me a lot as well.
Okay, cool.
There's also the part of Python of it, so I'm learning code as well. So yeah, it may take a while, but I'm getting there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So you've obviously done. We'll get onto the website and the Pulsechain design stuff. So let's get on to your Pulsechain idea for the NFT collection and the development. Could you give us a bit of background about that?
Yeah, of course. It's actually nothing special. I just saw like before Pulsechain launch, like a month before Pulsechain launch, I saw lots of NFTs going up and down on OpenSea, and I was thinking about myself, why wouldn't I launch my own collection on a brand new Pulsechain blockchain? So I was in work to find a developer and get every idea straight written down. And yeah, down the road, I produced those souls with the AI, plus I optimized them by hand. What that means, I use Photoshop to improve like details and little stuff like that to make them all unique. And I really like sorted things that way so everyone can enjoy a unique experience. And it's not like mass generated like most of the NFTs, So I wanted everybody to experience this.
Right. So you basically crafted an AI. What made you do the legendary sort of mythological style? Because I love that. It's is that something that's close to your heart as well in terms of that sort of?
Yeah, so the ideas came like one by one. I started to think about what do we call the collection, what do we produce, what type of collection will it be, will we have trades, and then I decided to make like this sort of how do I say it, featuring like AI and human stuff, and I choose to use like things from my childhood and from my memories, like John Wick. We have Naruto in it. We have Saitama. We have Luffy from One Piece. We have every sort of things in there. And yeah, I just used like my childhood to get inspired from.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. And you say you basically developed the 1,000 of the NFTs over about a 2-month period.
Yeah, about like 2.5 months. I produced them like every day.
Oh, sweet. And so then you took all those files and you provide that to the developer that you got, right?
Yeah, and the problem was at the time, like, how do I say it? When you produce a mass-generated NFT, you get the metadata automatically.
Yeah.
And because I created every single NFT by hand, I don't have a metadata for them yet. So I had to get a dev to find a script, write every metadata myself, and assign it to the specific NFT itself. So that took like another 2-3 weeks to assign every single metadata to the specific NFT. Yeah, and then I forwarded it to the dev.
For the content, for the dev,
yeah, right.
All right, cool. Dan says John Wick is Cap Lit, bro, epic. So that's
John Wick.
John Wick is the thumbnail, and we're going to talk more about that in a minute.
So you're sniping it from the market, right?
I happen to know who owns that, and someone bought that on the market because someone put it up. So actually, somebody bought that, and I'll just say, wasn't on one of the NFT markets, but it was a trade that was done, and I happen to know somebody that might own that, maybe. What else there? Lau says I got mine for 450,000 Pulse. Yeah, that was the mint issue price. Pretty cool. Now, what I was going to say was moving into that. So that's kind of the basic idea in the development phase. So how did you get your dev? Did you just go out and just call for action on a dev? How was that?
Yeah. So I was looking on Twitter for a dev. I was looking on in the whole community for developer on Pulsechain, but because the chain wasn't even out yet, I couldn't find like the fitting dev for it. So the only thing I had like left, because I don't have any collections for that, but I wanted to realize my ideas, I went on Fiverr and found a dev there. I had many talks to many different developers. Some were cheesy, some were cheeky, but this one was like trustful and everything in the beginning. And he did everything I wanted him to do, did it pretty fast, and we were in contact. And he realized every idea I had, and he also wanted to go along the way and go for the long term.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to talk about that in the next question coming up a bit later, but let's get to the website, shall we? Shall we have a look at the website?
Yeah, of course.
And pull it up. So here we are. We've got the website, and it was pretty cool. Honestly, easily one of my top 4 favorites. The way you set everything up was really cool.
Thank you so much. I really try to make sure that the launch and everything goes as smooth as possible.
Yeah, I guess you got pretty excited for the launch, right? Because it's pretty neat.
It was pretty dope. I like made a special trailer for it and everything. I really prepared it.
So how were you very optimistic about them all selling out, or we thought maybe 30%?
No. In the beginning,
you go.
I was thinking like, okay, maybe we sell out like 50% in some weeks or months, because I saw the other projects doing it. I saw punks selling in like a month, I think. I saw the other projects. I saw projects which minted like 3 weeks ago and still are not at 50%. So I was like very conservative and thought we would need like at least a month or so to sell out. But after the first hour, I was literally shaking and trembling because I was so happy and I was just overwhelmed with feelings.
I can tell you my experience. I was supposed to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, New Zealand time. That's the time. I know some people had to wake up at 3 o'clock because everyone's all around the world, right? They all got different time zones.
That's the problem.
And I had 5 o'clock in my, I thought I had it in my alarm, but it didn't go off, and I didn't wake up till 7 o'clock in the morning. And then I got up, and then it was about, I think it was about 25% minted through at that stage, or something
After
like that.
2 hours, yeah,
About
I think
2 hours, was it?
at 3 or 4 hour mark we were at 60%.
Yeah. So it was, yeah, that's when I think I can't remember what I did then, but I think I got some then, and then I got back up a couple of hours later, and then we were watching the markets in the last, like we were watching it close out in the last 50, and people were talking about Eternals being there, and so people were trying to buy them to get the Eternals in the last sort of 50, and so it was pretty exciting, and I'm sure you enjoyed that.
Yeah, and it's also so that like the first 150 mints or so, or 200 mints, there was no Eternal Soul there, so people are generally gonna mint more because the percentage is higher to get one Eternal Soul.
So when you go to mint, when you went to mint them, were they all random? So an Eternal
they were all
could have
random.
popped up.
They were all
so
random.
Eternal could have popped up, but didn't pop up in the first 150.
Yeah, it could be the first NFT minted.
Okay, cool. That's pretty exciting. All right. So you actually decided to make these 8 different types. So I want to talk a bit quickly about that. So you got human souls, creature souls, elemental souls, companion souls, mech souls, god souls, demon souls, and eternal souls, which I think are amazing categories.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say about, but you also, so you sold out in 6 hours, right?
Yes.
You sold 1,000 in all these NFTs here, and you had a 45% chance of getting a human soul, a 20% chance of getting a crypto soul, a creature soul, etc., and a 1% chance of getting an eternal soul, which had a big 8 million bounty attached to it.
Yeah,
right?
and the percentages are rising the more mints are going on.
Right. So you had that. And then, so that basically selling all that, you must have got, your intake must have been around about just under 450 million pulse, because you had you had whitelist ones.
Yeah, I had whitelist ones, like around 40 or 50 people.
Okay, so you probably got a total raise probably about 425 million pulse, something like that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was right around that corner.
So that would mean that it was probably about a $42,500 raise, right? In terms of US dollars, at the current sacrifice, current Pulsechain price at the moment.
Yeah, and then you subtract like and then you subtract like the 8 million for the bounties, like 8,000, and then for the development, marketing, and everything else. And then
that was all going to be deducted from that amount.
Yeah. At the end, I was like maybe at 28, 26, something like that.
Hey, look, I mean, I tried to compare NFT launches to some of the DeFi sacrifices, and we had, probably 6 or 7 sacrifice projects that were in excess of $10 million for those.
Yeah.
So, interesting to see the differences on the PRC 20 versus the 721 type of.
I also tried to keep the price low so people so the NFTs are affordable. So I don't want to price them at 1 million because I thought that would be too much for people, and I want everybody to enjoy it and have a chance at minting some.
Yeah, I think Pulse Punk's got away with it first because it was a popular brand on Ethereum.
Yeah,
and it was also the first real collection up.
And they had their own marketplace and everything set up, so they did a great job at that. So I think it's well deserved.
Yeah, and the other thing is they've taken quite a bit of their Pulse and put it into validators with David Feder, and they're now taking the Pulse from the validators and putting it into their reward pool. So it was pretty cool from Pulse Punk.
That's
I was
great.
really hats off to them. I mean, it was great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got that in. So that's my question number 4. So the launch was super successful. Anything else you want to say about the launch?
Not at all. I know that we had a bot inside the Telegram group. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yes, I didn't see it because I'm not on Telegram, but people were telling me about the bot.
Yeah, we actually were in the development for the bot, and he got it done like 10 minutes into the launch. So the first 10 minutes were going off without the bot, but afterwards we edited, and everybody loved it because everybody could see what got minted, and that even excited everybody more.
That was a brilliant idea because I know we were in our Discord. We had a whole ton of us. We were all watching it mint out and bidding on things, and hearing the news from the bot was feeding into that closing period as well. So it was pretty good idea from your point of view. So this comes up to the big deal, of course. Question number 5: the dev exploit rug and the contract royalty bugs. There's 2 different issues there. You can talk too much about that apart from your official statement that you had on Twitter.
Yeah. So where do I start? It was like after the mint out, I tried to withdraw the Pulse to pay out the airdrops because everybody was waiting for it. And then it wasn't possible. It was showing me the gas error on Pulse. So I asked Pedro, because I was in contact with him from Beatbox Market and from the Hard Army. He always is really helpful, and he knows, like, he's like the most experienced guy I know on Pulsechain right now. I'm not
Great.
exaggerating. Yeah, and he checked it out. He checked out the code. He said, like, I'm not the owner anymore. And I was like, wait, what? How can I not be the owner if he transferred the ownership to me right after deploying it? So he looked into the contract and saw that he deployed a backdoor in it, which was called like _manager, which had the right to re-announce the ownership back to him again without being the owner. And the same thing was in the royalty contract, the OG one. So after finding that out, he didn't took the funds out yet. So he didn't answer me since like 4 hours into the launch. He said he was going to eat with the family. Then he didn't answer. I thought maybe, okay, he went to sleep. Maybe he will work tomorrow. I wasn't sure now at the time. So I waited until the launch ended, and I waited. It was like 2 a.m. for me. So I went to sleep. When I woke up, I checked Pulsechain scan and saw that he withdrew the funds. So we took the steps needed and discussed everything with Pedro. I posted the explanation on Twitter, told everybody everything was transparent as I could be. And yeah, now Pedro is helping me to fix everything again.
Okay. So your hair, you must have been pulling out your hair when you saw this happen. I mean, you must have got pretty stressed by that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I worked so much for it. I worked like 2.5 months for it. I put like everything I had into it, my saved up money. So he not only rocked the project, he rocked me as well. So yeah, it was not a great experience. I was very shocked and couldn't I was overwhelmed at the time for like a day or two. I'm still overwhelmed, but yeah, I mean, things happen. I got a lot of good messages from Pulse Punks or Beatbox Marketplace, which like cheer me up. But yeah, I won't stop working on it because it's like my project of heart, and I worked so badly for it. I won't let it go.
And like I said, I mean, you've had huge support from the community, from some of the devs in the NFT space, including Beatbox Market and Fuentes there, Pedro Fuentes, and also, you know, other people like Richie's Will and stuff like that. We're going to talk a bit more about that. So you really have had huge support from everybody that
I'm really very grateful for that.
And look, I think everybody's super excited about your project, and they really want it to, you know, get that roadmap eventually rolled out. So I think that's going to be exciting. All right. So one thing I was going to ask you is, because he was from Fiverr, have you reported him? Like, have you got anything through in terms of?
I've reported him, but I mean, it's like opening a ticket, so the support takes time to answer. And also he put like the not available option on there, so you can't contact him. He also deleted Telegram and blocked everybody. So I have his email address. I wrote to him, but of course he didn't answer me. But I also have his IP address, photo, and name, but I don't know how much that would help.
I guess you'd have to report him to, if you knew what country he was from.
I know what country he's from.
Then you could possibly report him to the police there. Yeah,
that's an option. I was thinking about there's a crypto site.
I would do it because these guys need to learn a lesson. You know, and the only way to do that is actually get it.
Yeah, that's true.
Through the legal system. Yeah, but I'd also make sure that the Fiverr, you know, deletes his account. You know, and you know, that way, so he can't rug anybody else. Yeah,
true. Yeah.
All right. So moving on from that, so that was a great explanation. Now moving on to number 6. So that was the problem, but the solution came pretty quick. You turned around with a pretty quick solution with Beatbox dev Pedro Fuentes coming to the rescue, and of course he made up new contracts for the wrapped Pulse souls, and that's pretty exciting. So you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah, you can maybe switch on to the wrapped souls.
So that's the existing contract. So this is the existing contract, the OG
that's the
contract,
OG,
and this is the new wrap contract that Pedro did.
Yeah, and we have like 78% wrapped already, so we are nearly like transferred it to the new collection.
70. Yeah, 70. So out of 1,778 have now been wrapped. So well done, everybody, for that. Now, if you don't know how to do that yet, I did do a video how to wrap your Pulse Souls NFTs on here. So you can check this, one of the last videos I've done on Hex Token, and you can check that out if you want to do that. Just remember to I've got a little note at the bottom there. Just remember to write in step 1 when you write in the word true. Just make sure it's all lowercase. So just remember that, and then you won't have any problems. If you do a capitalized T on the word true, then you will have problems there. Anyway, so
yeah, the Boolean operator has to be right, so else it's not working.
So
yeah,
so how did that play out? How did
Yeah, so at the time when we woke up and checked like what happened exactly, he and me was desperate to find a solution. So we were talking like hours for it. He's sending me the code, what happened, what could be fixed. I was talking to him with what we need to do and what ideas we can like take to make this work as fast as possible to fix it. So he, we literally got into the call on Discord, went through everything, and he decided to wrap the souls and make a whole new contract, transfer it like in the wrapping process, and like having a new fresh contract. And the good thing about it is that the new contract has the royalties implemented. So the old one didn't have the interface for it. The old dev forgot to implement it. So it would have worked on Mintra and NFT on Pulse because they have this royalty register, but some marketplaces don't have it. So it only works for the NFT collection if the royalties are in the code as well. So he implemented this into the new contract, so it works instantly, and all the bug fixes are like done into the new contract. So it's like a new fresh contract with everything we needed.
Fantastic. So big hats off to Pedro Fuentes from the Beatbox NFT market. We're going to quickly pull it up as well. So let's go to that. But that is a Beatbot market. So this is the OG Pulse Souls. So there's still some on there. Now, if you've got those, do get them wrapped because we only want to have one market of.
Don't forget to delist them.
Delist them, and you can relist them on the new one, the Wrap Pulse Souls, and you can see that we've got at least 65 owners over on there at the moment, which is about 56% of the owners have got the NFTs over on the Wrap now, but they've got that's about 78% of the NFTs. So you definitely do that because we do want to get rid of the old market here and do that. Now, the cool thing, of course, not only did Pedro do that, but he also listed them on the front page.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we are actually going to change the front page picture of the woman to an eternal soul in the future.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. And the other thing with the Wrap Pulse Soul, I was suggesting that you have Pulse Soul on here and then just have maybe WPS in brackets or something.
Yeah, I've talked to Pedro about it.
Cool. You've done that already. Sweet. Yeah. So that's fantastic. Great coverage there. Now, also, Hex Toys is the other marketplace up at the moment, and Pulse Souls are on Hex Toys. Is there any issue around that? In terms of the wrap ones? Is that
I wrote the developer of Hex Toys the new contract address, so as long as he added it, everything should be fine. I'm not sure if he did hit it already.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's kind of cool. So well done to Pedro Fuentes. Can't say that enough. I mean, he's been a real lifesaver.
He saved the project. He made an amazing marketplace. I think it was the first one working on Pulsechain.
Yeah, it was the first one up. As far as I know, I think it was up before Hex Toys.
It's visually very great, and he's adding every day a new feature, and he's working constantly on it. So cheers to him.
Yeah, so it's trading pretty cool. And any of the other one up is Hex Toys at the moment. And there's lots coming, right? Lots of NFT markets coming, which means more eyes on the old Pulse Souls. So yes, Mintra's coming. How to Pulse is coming, which is NFT on Pulse. Pixel Park is coming. Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus. Yeah. Any others that you're aware of?
No, I think that was it.
That's pretty good. So I'm going to do a video on that anyway. So that's coming up. All right. So then, of course, you were in Discord, and after you had the issue, and then you had the quick fix by Pedro. And Pedro is the other part of it, of course. Not only can you do the contracts, you can wrap your Pulse Souls now in the new contract, and there's the video how to do it, but you also there's a front end coming, right? So to make this easier, instead of having to use my video, there's going to be a place to interact with the contract through a website. Is that right?
Yeah, right. So we're actually working on the front end right now. I think it might take around 2 to 5 days. There's no exact time for it because Pedro has like 3 ongoing projects. He has the marketplace, he has Hard Army, and now he's helping me as well. And he's also like learning new things and stuff. So he got very little time, but when he does something, it's just succeeds.
Yeah, he's a slick developer there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody can expect that in 2 to 5 days potentially. So question mark, but that looks like it will be coming, and you'll be able to just go onto a website instead of interacting with the contract directly.
The original plan was also to do a new website, which would be like an upgrade to the current one, but that step we will need to take like later on when everything else is fixed.
Yeah, cool. So yeah. Now the other thing, of course, is not only did Pedro come to help you, but Richie's World, which is about to launch on the 31st of July. They also came in and offered some how do you call it, contingent support.
Yeah, right. He wrote to me like, sorry for the things that happened, and they might help us out depending on how good everything is going to be. Like, yeah, that's nothing more to say. Like, he might help us out. We paying like the airdrops.
Yeah, and they're launched on Monday. Yep.
Yeah. So a big shout out to the Richie's World, and thanks a lot.
Yeah, big shout out to Richie's World. And of course, surprise, surprise, you might see my next video coming up here on Hex Token and Superman Crypto is going to be Richie's World. We're going to be interviewing the founder for that tomorrow, the same time as we are now today, but tomorrow on Sunday, Kiwi time. And of course, that's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. The founder of Richie's World. And they've got their launch coming up on the 31st, which is the last of my big 4. There's about 12 to 15 NFT collections out at the moment, and of course that's the last one of my top 4 as well. So kind of cool. Now the one thing here on the website is that we had. Let me go back to the website. But the last thing we had was when the mint finished. There was a bounty for the Eternal Souls, and there was only 10 of those, 1% chance of getting them, and they had an 8 million PLS bounty. So did you want to talk much about that moving forward?
Yeah, so the original plan was to take the mint funds and like take 80 million of them and pay out the airdrops. Because like this all happened right now, we have to delay that by a ton, I think. So we have the first steps are that we're gonna finish the website, finish every bug fixes and everything, and then like now the royalties are getting in, and as soon as everything is like set up and there are enough royalties to pay off, I will send out every airdrop that is needed.
All right. So if you've got an Eternal, once there's enough trading through, that those funds will go first and foremost to the Eternal payout. Yeah.
And the important thing is that even if you sell it, the original wallet that minted the Eternal Soul will get the reward.
Yeah, so that's important, right? So if it has been sold, it's always the original minter that's going to be getting those 8 million pulse. Just remember that. Right. If you buy it on the market, it won't be you. It's the original minter. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, only like 6 or 7 of the 10 people are contacting me till now. So the rest should contact me as well on Twitter or Telegram. I'm open on every social.
If you've got an Eternal and you haven't contacted Pulse Souls, you need to contact them on Twitter or Telegram. Okay, cool. Now we've got the Royal Splitter account. So Pedro created this as well. Not only did he do the new Rapper Soul contract, Pulse Soul contract, but he also did this royalty splitter. Did you want to talk about how these fees work?
Yeah, so we readjusted everything a little bit. Pedro suggested it. We're having like 8% in total of royalties.
Okay, so can you tell me what they were and the OG contract and what they are now? Like the difference?
and in the OG contract we had like 6% for royalties and 2% for buybacks, giveaways, collaborations, and everything. So like no percentages to me, no percentages to the dev, only for the community. Now we split it to 1/3 for giveaways, buybacks, and development. So
is that this is 1/3 this dev share here?
Yeah, and 2/3 for the holders.
And the holder share is here.
For the royalties,
right.
Yeah, right.
So at the moment, the contract's showing 246,800 Pulse, and that's created by the tax rate, which is 8% now on the trades.
Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry, the royalties.
On the new collection
on the wrap Pulse.
Yeah, on the wrap Pulse. On the OG, there are no royalties.
Okay.
So everybody delist your souls, wrap them, and sell them if you want to sell them on the new contract.
Yeah. So if you're on this new contract, if you have wrapped your Pulse souls and you're trading them, this is where the 8% fee is coming from. These trades on the new wrap Pulse souls. Yep. So out of that, you're saying 1/3 is going to the dev share. So far there's 246,800 Pulse in the royalties pool. And 1/3 is the dev share, and that's going to be used for what?
For buybacks, like the same things that were discussed before, buybacks and giveaways. But first, we're gonna concentrate on paying out the airdrops for the bounty receivers, and then we're gonna use it for the development.
Okay, so that dev share is going to go to as you get 8 million, it's going to go to the pay off the first eternal, etc., etc. Yeah. And then of course you got the holder share. And that's going to go to anybody holding the Pulse Soul NFT, but you got to wait till what?
I think it's already claimable at the contract, right contract, but we're going to implement it into the website on the front end, so people just can, if you scroll down, press the claim button and just claim it like we originally planned it when you connected the wallet.
Okay, so if you let me just connect my wallet, that would help, right? Then let me just make sure I'm in the right one. DGN. Let's go. I think that's the right one. So if you had Pulse in here, you'd be able to claim. Yeah,
right. So this current one is connected to the old contract. That's why it's not showing any Pulse or any NFTs you have, because we still have to implement like the new contract address for it to show.
So okay, we'll talk about next steps. So how long? I guess we'll kind of get there early because we're kind of coming up to next steps anyway. So next step is when do you expect this to be hooked up by Pedro?
That should be all be done in the front end, like I said, 2 to 5 days.
2 to 5 days. Okay.
Yeah, it depends.
So your next step is really the website update.
Fixing all this.
Front end to wrap your Pulse Soul if you haven't done it already manually, and also have your the royalties claimed. So that's 2 to 5 days from now. So
right. So I can't really tell you an exact time because, like I said, Pedro had 2 projects to work on. Plus, he has to help out Pulsepunks for the royalty stuff because they didn't have royalties on his marketplace because they didn't implement the RRC 2981. So that's like a thing he's trying to fix right now as well.
Okay, cool.
That's why he's busy with royalties.
So that's on Beatbox. He's trying to fix up his marketplace with the fee royalties.
Yeah, right. Because Punk's fees didn't work for it. Okay.
You mean Pulsepunks?
Yeah, right. Pulsepunks.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Now, so that's going to be 2 to 5 days is the expected time frame. Just remember, subject to Pedro's workflow, but that is coming next, which will be great. I think that's fantastic. So that's putting the project pretty back on track there from that point of view.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's the plan. And the other one, of course, that's part there. So you can watch this as well on here. What I will do is I'll add these contracts again. They are in this video here. So if you go to this video, you can go to the details and find them at the bottom here. Here they all are here in the step-by-step guide. And I did put the note about putting the true as a lowercase, so you don't have any problems. Otherwise, it won't work if you don't do that. The cool thing as well is that you can actually go into the code itself and you can check whether it's wrapped or not on the new wrap code just by pasting your address under the read-only contract. So you can do that too. All right. So I think is that all you want to say about the royalty, new royalty contract?
Yeah, right. If people have questions, they can just ask them.
Yeah, just ask them in the Telegram or Twitter to Pulse Souls there. that leads us into the next immediate step is pretty much the website. Did you have any other immediate steps that you're thinking about with that?
Yes, like the first thing to fix is like the website front end, and then we're gonna move forward to the phase 2. If everything is good and everything is wrapped, we can move forward to phase 2, the locked and flexible staking.
Right, we'll get to that. Let's jump down. This is the roadmap. So you've had the minting phase, and that is now 8% on the royalty. And now we've got the progress phase. Deploying. We talked about this functional marketplace on site, so you won't be doing that. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the thing. We haven't expected. We did the roadmap like way before, when we didn't knew that so many marketplaces are launching right now. So I don't think it's beneficial to launch a known marketplace on site when we have like 7 or 8 different marketplaces on Pulsechain.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It would be just time consuming.
Yeah. I know that Pulsepunks has got one. I know that Richie's World's going to do one.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the time, you've got all these big NFT marketplaces with thousands of people want them.
That's why I'm going to focus on the next steps.
I agree. So we're going to jump through all this one here, and so you're going straight on to step 2. Is the roadmap? That's your next step.
Yeah. Lock staking and of souls to get soul token and more royalties based on how many souls will be staked.
And so have you, I think you had mentioned in Telegram that you had ideas already around the staking and the tokenomics for that.
So I got inspired by
at the moment, or you want to talk about that?
I can talk a little bit about that. So I have got a lot of inspiration of Ethereum projects on chain. So I have an idea of how to handle things. I was thinking about a locked phase of maybe 30 days of staking your soul to get like specific amount of soul tokens. It's yet to be discussed if it's based on rarity or not.
Interesting you say that, because Jacob from a BNB pot with his one, he does these locked periods of time. We just saw that with his TYRH token. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No.
He gets it locked in for 30 days or this or that. So right.
Yeah, and then you can do like the flexible one or the locked one. If you do the locked staking, you will increase your soul tokens that you will receive by a percentage.
Excellent.
And the royalty aspect, we still have to think about it, if we will add more royalties to the users who stake the NFT, or if we decide to do it in another way, because the soul tokens will be used to, and then we go to step 3, establish the Pulse Souls brand. It will be used to have like a shop where you can either buy merch or collectibles with the soul tokens, or maybe change the metadata, give your souls Pulse Souls a name, or change the description, or everything like that, anything like that. So it will have different use cases. And I think it will be amazing. We just have to work on ideas and get everything fixed and done. And then I also have like more ideas to come.
Right, cool. Now with the soul token itself, obviously you get that by staking your Pulse Soul NFT. Have you got any idea whether it's going to be based around the categories at the top here, with the rarity, or
that's in discussion currently?
In discussion, okay.
Yeah, because we have equal royalties amongst all holders. I'm still thinking about if every NFT could give you like maybe 10 tokens a day, or if we do like something rarity based one.
Well, I know that Richie's World, I think you should talk to them about their approach as well. So, but I personally myself like it to be equal across all NFTs. So that's just my feedback. You must well maybe could reach out to your community about that.
Yeah, right.
I think it's more sticky. I think it's more sticky that way for more NFTs off the market. If you want, that's the goal there. The other thing, of course, is the supply of soul token and all that sort of stuff, which I would be super excited about. The cool thing about these projects like Pulse Apes, like Richie's World, like Pulse Souls, is the addition of DeFi in it with the issuance of a PRC20 token and staking. I think that's really bullish for Pulsechain and for these NFT collections.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great utility to be in addition to the NFT itself.
Yeah. I guess this time, if you decided whether you're going to be doing some sort of how you're going to raise, like you're going to raise some capital for liquidity provision, things like that.
Yeah, I think we're not going to do a IDO, but it's still in a discussion, so we are still in the development phase.
Yeah.
I know that like a long-term project, so we are still in the beginning very far.
I know that in Pulsechain, which is launching on Monday, that the community didn't want to do an IDO on that. So I didn't like that approach myself. So
Yeah.
certainly be interesting. The other thing, of course, is talking to liquidity farms like 9-inch DEX and things, other DEXs. Is that something you're thinking about as well?
Yeah, I saw the opportunity doing it there.
Yeah.
I think we might take a look into it.
I think that would be a great approach, is to have some discussions with some of those DEXs, whether it's Pulse Rate or 9-inch or Daytona or whatever it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And for instance, like are you familiar with OpenSea NFTs?
Yes, generally speaking.
So the great thing about Pulsechain NFTs is that we are just launched, like every project on Pulsechain just launched, and we already have like more utility on the NFT projects than OpenSea or Ethereum NFTs itself.
Yeah.
Like like Punks, the original Punks have no utility at all. It's just like the collectible aspect of it.
They're all like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Our Pulsechain projects that we all launched having already like so many utilities and so more utilities to come, and that's just amazing for the whole space.
I think that's great. Hey, look, I think that focusing on the staking and the Sol token as the next phase after the royalties is cleaned up with the new website in the next 2 to 5 days, I think that'd be really, really cool. And also talking to a lot of the yield farmers and seeing how you can get that pushing as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then you've got stage 3 after that, which will be just ecosystem phase. So you got some ideas further down the track for that?
Yeah. So we are going to start off by to expand the Pulsechain brand with the merch shop. I mean, like the shop for the Sol token, which will be used, like I said, for different kind of things, like buying maybe collectibles, like little Sol statues or stickers or stuff like that, or maybe clothes and stuff to wear.
Yeah,
that's like the first thing, and maybe changeable metadata, but we will get into it later on down the road.
Yeah, I think that's pretty exciting. Hey, those were the end of my questions. Should we get a bit of a Q&A from the chat if there's any questions there?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and if you're watching this after the live stream, then just get your questions in the comments. And but I do suggest you go into Telegram and Twitter for Pulse Souls and ask your questions there. And yeah, share around. We'll get into the socials at the end of the live stream, I think. Let's just go back up here, just trying to see whether I've missed any comments. Let's see how we go back up here. Let's go to some of these. Let's go back to this view, I think. And go to the top here, all the way back. I think we got up to those comments. Yeah, only 1,000, right? Yeah, only 1,000. What do you got there? Yeah, so if you want to get an NFT, you can go to the Beatbox Market, and I'll post the links in the video description. But you can also get them in our Discord if you want to grab that. We'll help you with that too. Under other token chats, what else we got there? Pedro says, "Hello, bro. Good to see you, Pedro." There we are. Yeah, big shout out to Pedro there. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Pedro, get in touch with me, and we might set up a live stream about Beatbox and what you're doing over there. That'd be really cool. Pedro, get in touch with me either on Twitter or on Discord, and Discord links in the video description. Dan's in house there. John Wick is capped as lit, bro. I think the John Wick is amazing. We didn't actually touch on that enough. So you had all the other categories, but you had these Easter egg ones that popped up. How many of those?
Didn't you have a site?
Yeah, I think I've got a picture of those. So let's pull that up. This is a picture of some of them, I believe.
Yeah, so I don't know the exact number because I got inspired for it in the process of being edited. So we have around, I would say, maybe 20 to 30 Easter eggs in the collection.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, that high. So people were saying 10, and people were saying 15. You're saying 20 or 30.
Many of those are like a little similar to the original ones, so maybe some people haven't found out yet all the Easter eggs. So we have Naruto in it, we have Will Smith in it, we have Luffy, Saitama from One Punch Man, King Elon, Donald Trump, and all the good stuff. Yeah, let me check. I have a little list right here. We have Daffy Duck.
which is the thumbnail of this video. And I may or may not know who the owner is.
Yeah, we have like Daffy Duck, we have Pepe, we have Bumblebee and Optimus Prime from Transformers, we have Star Wars ones, we have Alice in
You
Wonderland.
got Star Wars ones too. I have not seen those.
We have
I have to go through all the collection now.
Ice Age and Winnie Pooh and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, cool. All right, very good. All right.
It was just
now, the one thing I wanted to ask you about is the ID on the NFTs. What does that have any meaning? Is that like when you create them? What does the ID mean? Is it the rarity?
What do you mean exactly?
There's an ID tag to the NFTs.
No, it's just like like I said, I'm studying AI currently, so I wanted to make a project in the space I love the most, like Web3 space, and use the things I'm learning currently. So I used AI and I fused them together with the Web3 space and created Pulsechain.
Okay. Right. So the ID itself doesn't have any other meaning than that. No.
Yeah.
Swill says the mint was the best time ever. Yeah. Honestly, it was hype. 6 hours of hype. Honestly, and I slept through a couple hours of it.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. When I woke up, it was just intense. In our Discord, everyone was just going crazy, including myself. In the last half an hour, it was pretty funny. Swill says same here. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. freaking out. Says Willie. Yeah. I woke up at 7. I was going, oh, have I missed it? Have I missed it? Because I was pretty bullish on it, to be honest. I was like, I knew it was going to be a quick seller, and 6 hours did it justice.
It was 7 p.m. I think the time when we launched.
Detached Soul says, yo, I was up at 2:30 a.m. and took the day off work. It took me so long to get the mint as there were so many errors. I got one in the end. Cheers, says Detached Soul. That's pretty funny. What else? Thomas, I had to get up at 1 a.m. lol. I was really lucky though, so I was happy. Yeah. Look, all the different times you got. You did this. You got people up at this time of day. What else there? Detached Soul says, Brennan says, I got up at 3 a.m. lol too. That was awesome, says Detached Soul. Pretty cool. Thomas says, I want the Trump one. Lol. Yeah, and I've got that picture, right? So that is this one here at the top left, which looks badass with the old things. What made you just do it like that? What was the background behind that?
Yeah, I have like different ideas on the Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I had some different Trump ones I produced, and I just liked this one the most and found it not to be a human but a creature instead because of the looks.
It's one of my favorites, to be honest. I really like it. Now, what was the idea of having these two creatures on the other side? Is there any meaning behind that?
No, it's just like if you look at his mouth, it's like just like the hills and stuff in the background are the same as he is. Like I can't explain it very good.
Okay, that makes kind of sense. Yeah, okay.
Like it's the whole creature itself with the background in it.
Well, I mean, with 1,000 NFTs, you could describe the background behind each of them, right? You probably have a little backstory to each of them, so pretty funny. Each Easter eggs are fire on a fire, says Brennan. Indeed, that's true. Dan says John Wick will be one of the most valuable. Whoever got that is a gentleman and a scholar. We had a debate about that between the Eternals and some of the Easter egg ones, which would be considered the most sought after. That was pretty funny. We will see in time. Lal says, I still haven't seen my two souls, 231 and 6363. I downloaded them to MetaMask, but they still only show as the numbers. Not sure what I'm missing.
Download them to MetaMask. I don't know what he means with downloaded them to MetaMask because you have to add like the contract address plus the ID token, and then it should be showing up. I'm not sure if he's talking about the OG ones or the wrapped ones, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Lau would have any issue there. Get into our Discord or at least contact. You can contact them as well. But we're helping a lot of people in our Discord with these issues too. But either contact Pulse Souls there on Twitter, Telegram, or get into our Discord. We'll try to help you out with that. Detached Souls, the funny thing was I woke up before my alarm. That's because you were so excited, Detached Souls. That's all you could think about was minting out the Pulse Souls. Are there any James Bond ones? Would be epic. He's so cool, says Dan.
I mean, there's some cool-looking ones that are a little older and might be a little similar to James Bond, but not James Bond itself.
So these are some of the ones on Beatbox. You can go to all the wrap ones. You can actually you don't click on listed, just have it unlisted, and it will bring up all the wrap ones that are up there at the moment, which is about 780 listed here at the moment. So you can just sort of scroll through there. There is a little sort in here, and at least by price if you got listed, and you can go through and check all those out. Yeah, so there's all those different categories. Remember,
yeah, like this one for 2 million. That's like inspired by Ice Age. One to the right.
This one here, yeah, this one here. That's
Yeah.
cute. That one there, yeah. So there's lots in there at the moment. So you can just scroll through all of those and you can check them all out. This is the top Eternal, isn't it? This one here.
Yeah, that's the number one Eternal.
That's the number one Eternal. So the rank here does have some meaning then. The rank.
It has, man. It has.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the number one there. Is that actually traded, that one? Did that trade? No.
I think no. I think you can see the trade history at the bottom.
Oh, can you? Oh, no trade then. Yeah.
Yeah, no trade yet.
Oh, yeah, it has traded it. Oh, go to 4. Yeah, it did trade.
I think that's the mint.
That's the mint. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, so yeah, but you can go through that as well. I might post that in the chat there if you want to check out the ones on Beatbox at the moment. You can check it out. But there's definitely lots of cool ones there. I probably should have spent a bit more time there scrolling through some of those, but we'll get all the juicy stuff there. So that is the link. Let me just scroll down the bottom there. We're up to. I posted that in the chat there. I'll leave that at the end if you want to get into that. Swilly says the bots made it epic. What is there? Brennan saying about the dev. Some people are just scumbags. Yeah, turns out that way. I don't know why they do it, but they do. I fully support this project, says Dan. All the hard effort into the fantastic artwork really shines through. Well done. That's beautiful, man. And Swell says, "Oh man, my heart bleeds for you." They were going back here during the through that period. Good things will come your way, my friend. I know this, says Swilly. Sheldon says, great project, and thanks to Pedro and Art Army and Beatbox team, 100%. Fantastic. Really, really cool. Well done, says Brennan. Yeah. I will jump past that comment. That is not true. Let me just go through. Thomas says 6. So glad you guys will update the pick to an Eternal. That's from the Beatbox Markets. Dan says, thanks, Pedro. Great selfless guy. Saved the project with his technical prowess. Yeah, very quick. I mean, it was amazing how fast that got turned around. Swilly says, we all played this in the same team on the Pulsechain. Good vibes, 100%. It is a good theme from the Pulsechain community. I feel a super meme. So I feel a support meme coin coming, says Detachol. That's hilarious. Swilly says, any thoughts on lifetime royalties similar to dinos? Are you familiar with that?
You mean like the minting royalties for minters?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether for the
I'm
original.
not familiar with the dinos.
I'm not familiar with that either. Yeah. If you're holding an NFT, you should get a royalty. I don't.
Yeah.
All right. What's it? Swilly says, I mean lifetime royalties for minters. Yeah, I'm not in that camp that would argue for those.
No, we're just having the sale royalties and are going to be focusing on the next phases.
I would if you're doing a mint. I mean, really, people that are holding the NFTs, they're the ones that should get any royalties.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the whale could just mint like 50 and sell all of them just to get the royalties. That's like
just do the yeah. So Brendan says, great stream. Thanks, Super Impulse Souls. You're welcome. Let me just jump through some of these comments. We're almost catching up here. What else there? Jumping through. Lau says, definitely my favorite NFT collection so far. Isn't that awesome? That's pretty cool. That's Pulse Souls.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah. That's hats off to all the hard work and the art that you've done with this and the conceptual thinking. Really, as soon as I saw it, I was going, oh, this is easily in my top 4, which is pretty cool. And for different reasons, right? I got my top 4 for different reasons. But 2 of them are because they're big brands over on Ethereum that have been customized for Pulsechain. This one here is its own special thing, and that's you got the Innovative Award for that.
Yeah, right. Thank you for all the great feedback, by the way.
Tomboss says, I think it's a great project. Even donate a few NFTs to them for giveaways. I think it will be great in the not so distant future, says Tomboss.
Yeah.
Nice one there.
Cheers to Tombos for helping out.
We're up to 55 minutes, so coming up on the hour there, so we'll probably wrap up shortly. Anything else you want to add, Pulse Souls, that you haven't covered?
I just want to thank everybody for helping and supporting us in this hard time, and I just hope we get this back on track and everything will be fine. We're working on it.
Awesome. Well, I know that you have big support from Beatbox. You got some potential support there from Richie's World. The community's been supporting you. Here on Hex Token Community, we've been supporting you there too. So big shout out and
big shout out to Beatbox Market, Tombos, Richie's World, Hex Token, everybody that supports us. Thank you a lot.
Yeah. So we're going to enjoy the journey. Now,
wait, there's one more question, I think. Brendan Eslick.
Can you ask my last question, Super? Where was that, Brendan? Let me just scroll back.
Definite Easter egg list, that would be cool, I think.
The Pulse Souls could make a definite Easter egg list. That would be cool. Yes.
Yeah, I think we're not going to do that because we want the community to find out what Easter eggs we implemented into the project. I think I named maybe 15 of those already. Okay. So the rest is up to the community.
This is part of your game theory in the future with staking or something. Is that right?
You mean the Easter eggs?
That's question mark. Yeah.
No, the Easter eggs are just for the enjoyment aspect of the collection.
Oh, yes. So there's no gamification or
No.
Yeah. No. But it was part of the fun of the launch.
Yeah, right. For people to be enjoying the NFTs more.
I think Brendan just wants to be able to hunt them all down and probably buy them. That's probably what Brendan wants to do.
Yeah, true.
All right. So that's probably why I ignored your question there, Brendan. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine. Yeah, awesome. All right, let's just get into the final thing here. We'll just get into your socials. People want to find you here on Pulse Souls NFT on Twitter.
Yeah, that's all.
So yeah, it'd be great. So I think at the moment there's 116 owners at what I can see so far that are owning, and so onwards and upwards from that. The more owners, the better. So early days, and spread the word is all I can say. That is Pulse Souls on Twitter. And of course, you can also find at the moment, I think there's 189 members on Twitter. So definitely tweet that out and share it around, get people to join. And also Telegram is up there as well.
Yeah.
t.me/pulse_souls. And there's 137 people in there at the moment. So definitely get in there for all the latest and greatest is all I can say.
Right.
How did we do? Did we do okay?
we did great, man. Thank you very much.
Okay.
It was my first show ever on live.
That's awesome.
In a live stream. So thanks for the support and thank you for the interview.
Much appreciated. Thanks very much, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again, Pulse Souls. And of course, you're always welcome in our Discord if you want to chat about anything. And onwards and upwards from here. Right. Take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll leave the final words to Pulse Souls.
Yeah. So once again, thanks everybody for this great launching experience and the great support you've all gave us. I hope you enjoy the NFTs. I hope you enjoy the art. I hope you enjoy the utility, and there's more to come. So, like I said, thank you a lot, and we will see us in the future.
Awesome. Onwards and upwards. Woohoo! Up and to the right.
And thank you.
Yeah, awesome. See you, everybody. Bye for now. Take care.
Bye.